Start getting everything going. So have you caught up at all with our favorite Star Trek show?
We have been staying caught up.
Yep.
Well, sort of. I may miss a day, but usually nothing more than a day.
I know, right? This week has been interesting where they re-meet with the Federation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they played it out really well. Because the last thing you would want is, oh, look, you're our friend, let's have open arms. Yeah, that wouldn't go that way. You're from the past, there are time accords for a reason, and oh, by the way, you're not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was an interesting thing. So, all right. As you can see, I got some new art, man. Kim's friend was really nice. She gave a very good rate for the first one. Most of what she'll do like that is about $130, which makes sense. It's damn good art. But yeah, I'm gonna end up having her do one of my D&D characters, I think. I just don't know if I'm gonna do a half body or a full body on that one. Because again, 130 isn't cheap, but
No.
it's good. I mean, she does a great job. And I'm very impressed with what she does. I hope to see her do many, many more like that. I do. But, yeah, we had another gal that was up here in Ohio that was going to do some art for me. And she does it more like my Star Alyssa one, but a little bit better. And I'm like, 130 for that or 70 for the other. And I said, yeah, 70 for the other. No offense to the gal, but that's just night and day better work. So, hopefully you had a good week. This has been kind of one of those crazy weeks again. where I think everybody's just slowly off their rocker.
You know, this week in particular was actually a pretty good week. Work has finally slowed down again a little bit.
Good.
And we're prepping for next year, and which has been nice. And then we're doing we're working on it, updating some processes and stuff like that. And we finally caught up on our. I wouldn't say we've caught up on the backlog, but we've caught up on clearing out old issues that are no longer actually issues from our backlog for development.
Well, that's
so now
good.
Development can actually, parse through the backlog and find what they need to find and to fix. And it's nice to actually see progress happening.
Yeah, I know. It's when you feel like you're behind and you're digging out, it's never fun. It just isn't in any company. And you guys don't have it easy. I mean, especially when you get over into anything that has to do with security, software, things like that, it's just not. None of it's easy.
Actually, it's interesting you say security software. We had one of our clients,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to name which company, but
Sure.
a very major oil and gas company had their corporate site was basically hacked due to a malware attack.
Yep.
Which I chuckle at that to begin with, because you're a corporate and you have the money. Why are you not secured enough against that?
Yeah.
So they contacted us because we provide basically a secondary site that's off their network that they can use for responses and incidents, and so it was an opportunity for them to potentially link up with us and use us, and they launched, but then we had to start doing some extra security measures because we were like, well, we also have to be wary of whoever's trying to attack them turning around and trying to attack us. So we started doing some hardening, and in the process, when they tried to put it, and it was just a landing page, basically,
Right.
is all they had launched on our side, but when they launched it and we had added some extra hardened measures in there, it caused it to take a little bit longer to go public than we would normally. Normally it's
Oh, wow.
a 10 to 15 minute thing, which is not long.
Right.
It was like a 2 to 4 hour thing, and they were in such a tizzy, they wanted to try to get it quicker, so they ended up just relaunching their original corporate site with just kind of a landing page on their corporate server. And I sent an email to the person who I'd been in contact with, and I said, just bear in mind, you can absolutely do that, but you're no more secure than you were before. You have a page that is still hosted through your same infrastructure, through your same, so your servers are still just as susceptible. And
Oh, wow.
There's nothing wrong with that. Just know
That you're susceptible.
You were hacked once, and you haven't changed anything. You're gonna get hacked again.
You know, it's funny. We were having a training with Firecomms. Firecomms competes with the Vago Broadcom in the fiber end of things. And one of the things that they've done, which I really appreciate, they are doing for some of their clients wireless in that exact room you're in. So if you're in a boardroom or a conference room, that is Wi-Fi. Just a small Wi-Fi, not a heavy signal. And then from there, they convert back into plastic fiber optics, which plastic better than glass. It doesn't need polish, doesn't break. You don't have the issues. And then they route through the rest of the facility out over fiber, which I went, in some ways that is a little more secure because Wi-Fi, from what I understand, is pretty easy to hack if you can get logged into there.
It can be. It's still, it's still just as much a combination of proximity and how open they leave the routers themselves,
which they shouldn't.
No, they need to be hardened and secured, and
but none of them do. None of them do.
No,
and unfortunately, communications is our biggest Achilles heel with everything. I mean, somebody literally. They've proven it. Somebody could go right into like a power utility company. So pick your power provider. Most of the power providers are now, they have huge war rooms where they monitor everything. And it's I²C across all of that for communication protocol. And you literally could get in there and you could just F up the whole utility grid. And just take it right down, and there's no way they get it back. Not easily. And we don't even realize that. We're sitting there going, God, and imagine, everybody, if you lost your power. What then? Everything we subsist on is electric or gas. So then, now you've taken out ovens, ranges, microwaves, refrigerators, everything. You literally could cripple this country. You don't ever have to do a nuclear bomb or something like that. Just go through and just shut down the electrical grid, or even better.
All you have to do is attack the grid because everything is so reliant upon the grid now.
Yep.
There's a scary a scary proposition is because not only that, but you have to remember that even though the most vulnerable places still have backup generators in order to at least allow them to operate, that only subsists for so long.
Oh yeah.
And in a lot of the checks and balances that are in place to prevent failures are based on electrical components.
Absolutely.
And computer components. And when electrical starts to fail, you are the proposition of what could take place is literally apocalyptical because you're talking nuclear plants, you're talking full-on oil and gas plants, these things that provide substantial amount of protections for society in general. They go down and society breaks. It doesn't stop. And it just flat out fractures and breaks. And yeah, because that disrupts shipping, that disrupts, you're talking, food distribution. Yeah, it gets, and then water. God, if water plants go down at the same time that power plants and everything else go down, then just write it off because it's over.
Well, they did what was it? Back in the 50s or 60s, they did a test with a detonation above one of the islands out towards the Japan side. It was near Guam. It was Operation Starfish Prime. And they detonated 10 miles up a nuclear warhead. Now, it was a 10 kiloton warhead, so it was a pretty big one. It knocked out power all the way from like the Guam area to taking out half of Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you imagine how far Guam is from Hawaii, okay? They said if you take a 10 kiloton warhead with a detonation above the United States, same thing, 10 miles, Canada, the United States, and Mexico would be back in the Stone Age. It would fry everything, cars, everything. It would just, nothing would run. It would literally just fry every chip out there. And that's so scary. You sit there and think about that. Now they're starting to try to update the grids, putting in some Faraday cages, doing some other things. Now the military has done all theirs. Our U.S. military has updated everything so they can take a full-on EMP pulse and not go down.
Yeah.
But that said, could you imagine what we would be like if we just saw this bright explosion in the sky and then everything is dead? Everything. Oh, yeah. Phones, phone networks. Literally, there is nothing.
Yep.
and that's to me more scary. And my question is, why hasn't someone who's hated us done that? Because
there have been attempts.
I believe it.
Documented attempts, but there have been attempts. Trust me.
I totally believe it. And wouldn't you guys love that? Just to be nuked back to the Stone Age, and not having the poison. Just literally, it just takes out everything electronic.
I mean, the good news is we have, the systems may not be as hardened in terms of the electrical grid, but we've added security measures that intercept those types of attacks now.
Which is good.
The type of attack that isn't really protected against is a boots on the ground style attack.
Yeah,
that's the whole reason that the intelligence agencies went to trying to prevent attacks before they occur, type thing, being more proactive in monitoring and stuff. I know not a lot of people like that, but there's a very strong reason why they went that route. 9/11 was a major wake-up call, just in turn because they had the intelligence. The problem wasn't that they didn't have the intelligence. The problem was that they didn't act on it. And just imagine not having that and what that did for the country at the time. Major change.
Oh, yeah. So I'm reaching out to Adrestia. I see she's on Greenwise, but not on here yet.
Said she was going to be back in a few. She was going to go
okay.
a mug full of some soup.
Oh, good. All right. So, yeah, I just, I always roll my eyes at scenarios, but, man, there are so many out there.
Well, it is funny, Rick, because that's basically the industry I'm in. All we do is basically run scenarios all day long. And so I get to hear some of the really interesting stories.
Oh, I bet you do.
Like, why are you telling me this? This is not what I want to know about. Thanks. I was blissfully ignorant before. Now I am not so ignorant, and it's not fun.
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, no one wants to be knowing all that stuff, but...
Yep.
I mean, I was too.
That is one of the reasons why oil and gas companies and your larger corporations tend to run regular, they call them worst case scenario drills, because they want to know what's our worst case. And, up until about 5 or 6 years ago, they didn't concern themselves with the cyber response. And we're starting to see it more and more over the last couple of years where these oil and gas companies are even starting to include the possibility for the cyber response as part of their worst case drills, and it really has opened their eyes to how susceptible and vulnerable they are.
You really need that. I mean, I hate to say it, but if you don't have that kind of thing in place, it's a scary place. I mean, it really is. Go ahead.
About scary earthquakes.
Yes. Let's go to scary other places. So
let's go to places with glitches. That's way more fun to talk about.
Yeah. That's always good stuff. All right, hang on here real quick. Let me do... Hi.
I said, Rick doesn't know where he was this morning.
Yeah, I woke up. God, she'll give me hell. So I wake up this morning. I'm half out of it. The cats have woken me up. And I'm hating the cats at that point. And all of a sudden, I'm going, oh, God, what time is it? And I'm like, oh, God, it's 8-something. I'm supposed to be
at the doctor.
Felix is wearing all purple today. I like it. That is definitely in accordance to the goddess.
Yeah, well, you know what?
You thought you were supposed to be at the doctor.
So I thought I was supposed to be at a doctor appointment this morning, and I'm like, ah! So I'm about ready to get out of bed. Kim's just dying. She goes, honey, it's Saturday. I go, no, it's not. It's Friday. I'm freaked out.
I'm like, no, it's Saturday. You're like, check.
Yeah.
I'm like, turn the iPad. Saturday. Oh.
Yeah. But I was just like all over the map going, ah! Well, not my appointment's Monday, but you know, who'd have thunk? My head was all over the place. So, yeah, that's my morning.
Oh, it was hysterical.
Oh, it was definitely hysterical, and you know,
I was dying, just
yes,
slightly.
she was dying.
That's Northwestern, right? And you.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. So purple for the Cats. Yeah, I'm wondering if Purdue will play today because Wisconsin game was canceled. So
No, Northwestern and Purdue are playing first place in the Big Ten West. On the line.
I know, right? And who'd have thunk both of them would be up top?
Mm-hmm.
But
well, given 2020, I mean, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything is quite literally possible.
Oh, literally. So, all right. So I am going to put
up against you and the traitor today.
Hey, congrats, Max, on your win to secure playoffs.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna get knocked out in the first round.
Well, yeah, there's that. But
I mean, at least you made the playoffs.
All right.
More than we did this year.
So even though it's a human figure, I'm going to use that as Kalashkora, so that gives you a difference of where she is on there.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah, it'll be a good game today. I mean, I think in this world we live in, you never know if the game's going to be on that weekend or not. So I'll take it.
Kalashkora is that. Okay.
Yeah, she's the Lukatha scout for their group. But
Yeah. No, I just couldn't. I was trying to make sure because I have to zoom in all the way to actually see that token pretty well.
it's good your son's a Boilermaker, Max. It is. It's a beautiful thing. he came to the light. It just means he'll be wearing black and gold.
My ex and I are both Wildcats.
Yeah.
Graduate degrees from Indiana.
Oh God! So now you have red and white in there. Heaven help me.
Yeah, but
I can't win.
Nobody really cares that much about their.
Indiana right now is pretty good.
I know they're on fire. But
I wouldn't put them.
But honestly, like for the old Oaken Socket, I root for Purdue. I mean,
I know.
Whoever wins today, I hope they win the Big Ten West. I have some nice memories of Indiana, but I'm not like
not that fond of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, it was grad. Whatever reason, you just. I mean, I know people who root for their grad schools because they went to little bitty schools that don't even really have athletics, but.
Oh yeah.
Most people, and Ian. Well, Ian's not a huge sports fan anyway, but he's at SMU now, and it's like, SMU.
Yeah, smooth.
It's a good program that he's in, and he's excited about that part of it. And it's like, I don't think he even knows who the SMU.
No. Well, most people who go to grad school don't pick their grad school as their school of choice. It is always the undergrad one that you go with. So. That's why you got people who are big University of Houston fans, and and I'm doing that for Sean to throw one his way. Yeah, so right. U of H fans, or whatever they may be.
Well, Mark's a U of H guy.
Are you, Mark? Are you a U of H?
He's currently muted and he's currently deafened, so he's not.
See.
I'm like 99% sure he's a U of H guy.
Yay! We got Akeisha here now. She is alive. We like having you alive. And in the building, if nothing else. I don't envy you on a bad asthma outing. That's never fun. I've been through them with my son back in the day. Speaking of which, I found out my son, so he never calls me. And I find out he not only has mono, but he also has strep throat. And then I find out he was in the hospital for dehydration, and then they had bad levels on his kidneys. I'm like, and you didn't call me? Why? Or your mom? Or anybody? Yeah, all right. Tough being in the dad world.
Boys are like that, though. I'm like...
Voice noise muted until we play. Yes, until we play voice noise. Mark, you'll live. Voice noise is noise. It's part of life.
Well, what is your deal? Why are you all in my face right now?
Because cats can do that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so the holy frack. Yeah, quite a mix of things. Yeah, his sister keeps me up to date, which is good. Becca and I always are talking, but he and I haven't talked in a while.
Well, and you get those opportunistic infections so often when you get a virus. I'm sure I'm sure it's related.
No doubt. No doubt. All right, so as the session goes, here we go. Last time on Talmandor's Bounty, the party had come back to Talmandor's Bounty after much craziness, deciding to regroup. They got to talk to some of the priests and priestesses there. They got to go around and see what was going on in Talmandor's Bounty. Markel even went and visited the local Pathfinder, and the party even went back up to the Spindletop location, or Spindle Initiative. So the Spindle Initiative area, they went to research up there. And from what everybody had found out, things are a lot more dangerous than you really thought. They're somewhere within the Azlanti Empire, most likely close, is a weapons facility. And that weapons facility has said weapon that Dorian had talked about. Said weapon that could destroy maybe the whole planet of Galarian. I mean, you know. Well, what's a planet? It's a doomsday device, yes. And so the party went back to let our fine governor, Ramona, know about said things. And in the process, one of the ships had come in. And there were some different Talmandor Bounty elite troops that came off of it, as well as more colonists. They spoke of one of the ships going down, and that they had made it. But thanks to some great perception rolls, everybody figured out that the said troops and said troop leader were dominated by something. Kind of like they ran into down there with the Aboleth when you guys were under the water at the sunken temple. So the party was able to break said thing by casting crafty spells and not having to draw an ounce of blood from any of the soldiers, who are now disoriented and wondering where they're at and what's going on. And at that time, up come a bunch of Locatha. It looks like most likely a whole tribe of Locatha, or what's left of them. And at its head is Kalashkora, an old friend. Kalashkora spoke about the Ulat Kinai, which are... The Ulat Kinai, I mistook last time, the Ulat Kinai are not the faceless ones. The Ulat Kinai are actual fish folk that are pretty evil fish folk. And they raided the area on the outer bay, sending all of your fish folk from the other side of the island over here. Ulat Kinai, compared to Shahagan, the two sometimes work together. They sometimes fight each other. They're about the same savageness overall as the Shahagin are. They are kind of another version of them, is the best way to put it. Also fish folk. So the Ulat Kinai are, supposedly doing things. And there is the threat that could there be some faceless ones somewhere among everyone that came in? Would only make sense, right? The island that everybody is kind of pointing to go to after the research is a little bit southwest of where you are currently. Directly south from the sunken temple island that everybody went to, of Akavna. So it literally is down there, and there's a lot of different places, including several options for where to go. There's a sunken library, which had Felix's interest, as well as a supposed ion stone facility that's on that southwest island. And that's where we left off with the party. Kind of in the middle of all that. You've got invading armies. you have a veiled master that's on the loose. And oh, by the way, an island with a doomsday weapon. And other places to explore. And we pick up there with everybody on the beach, kind of reeling from all the news. Let's see, now how do we turn two groups on one another and let them take care of each other for us? See?
I like the way you think.
It's possible. It depends. It's territorial. Both are very territorial. We split the party.
I say we plane shift the two leaders of each group and put them in the Feywild and let shit go down.
It's fine. We gather the X-Wing fighters and even launch a few torpedoes down Exhaustport. Oh, it just gets better. It's a Saturday morning and everybody's in good form this morning. All right. You're smarter than I look. Oh, I love this. It makes my mornings. All right. So what is everybody thinking?
The library. We could do more research on all these different threats. My theory.
All right.
Generally, I like the idea of the library.
Mm-hmm. All right.
After you've had it explained to you what one is. After you've had the concept of books explained to you.
Oh my chunk.
Yeah. Hey, shut up for a second. Shut up for a second. I know what a book is. It does 1 to 2 points of damage.
It's a great weapon to smack as an improvised weapon.
After you've had the concept of paper.
All right, so Shara thinks the library.
Hey, paper is what sausage comes in.
All right. Books cram ideas in mind through your eyeballs.
It's a form of air osmosis.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, all you do is you just strap the books to your head and you get smarter, right?
Yeah, I guess you kind of do, right? All right.
Oddly, with some books in this world, yes, that's how it works. Not in this world, but in the Pathfinder world, yeah.
So you got Kalashkora there. You got her group. You could see what their thoughts are, because again, they had to come around the island to come in, and the question is, which way did they go to come in? All right. And then, let's see. Sil, are you up with the party? Or are you still back on the beach a ways? Let's see. True and hopeful we get them set up all extended stay as well. Kalashkora says, we can stay in the bay and I think we can guard this position for all of you. She looks... Make a perception check again. And anybody that's got a knowledge nature, do a knowledge nature check as well. Because again, a lot of these water aquatic folks, you've been around some of them now. Alright, so Aurora Nature 13, okay. 13 with Chunk.
Wow.
13 with Shark. God. Is that like random as random can get that everybody has rolled a 13?
Well, the funny thing is they're all different actual dice rolls, but all of our
base score,
everybody's bonuses equal to 13.
There we go. Okay.
Could it be Friday the 13th? No, it's Saturday, but it could have influence. All right, so Lyra. Lyra whispers to Shara, she goes, she looks concerned, very concerned, pointing or nodding over towards Kalashkora. From the perception, each of you can tell she is not as confident as she was, more nervous. You don't think anything deceptive, it's just nervous, very nervous. From what she was talking. Okay. So you sense motive. You find that she's conflicted. Almost like she wants to volunteer something, but she doesn't know if it is the good time to volunteer it. It's... I mean, you could tell it's... from what she had told you, this is a good majority of her tribe, but not all of it. So you're thinking that maybe some of them died in the combat itself. But there's definitely a lot of nervousness to her. Larry and Shara could take a moment to ask her. Ah, okay. So go ahead and use diplomacy. Even though she's friendly towards the group as a whole because of the trade, you have a feeling that you're still going to have to maybe coerce some things out of her. And that went epically well. Wow. You tried, you start talking to her to convince her and letting her know you're worried. And yeah, you and Lyra just both... She's looking at you both with a tilted head, almost like she's trying to perceive, and yet she nods a little bit, but it's lost in translation.
So, with her having, with Aurora being able to gather that she wants to say something but isn't sure that she can say it now, Aurora's going to start explaining in very if that's Adrestia, I may let Adrestia just handle this. Oh, it's not. Dang. Because Boy Markel would be much better at this.
I've got a pretty good diplomacy.
All right.
Yeah, try that first. I've got a backup.
Diplomacy, catfolk to a fish. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, so still perception. You rolled another 13. Oh.
Yeah. So Aurora's going to start explaining some of the really, really scary shit that they've recently learned about.
Okay.
To Kalashkora specifically.
Okay.
With the intent of basically intimidating her into sharing what she knows as well. Like trying to get her so scared that
all right.
It's basically share everything you know, because we already know all this other shit that's going down.
Go ahead and roll it and let's see what comes out with it.
Boom!
Kalashkora looks inquisitive for a minute, and then she says, I think they came from south of Island. There seems to be a lot. There was large force of Ulat Kenai. We were able to keep them from going on to Island, this island. But they could have come on another way. Maybe here, but they're not air breathers much. They breathe some. They are mostly aquatic like us. So they have to have water to function, she says, as she's going through and trying to find the words. Again, she's finding them, but it just is not something that she is as familiar with in talking. Yes, she says, but not salt. So hard for them to function in non-salt, like us. We don't do well in river. River not have life salt.
Rick, were they? Because I don't remember. Were they up by B, or were they up B/G, or were they up by IJ?
They were up by. Let's see.
I'm using Chunk's map.
Chunk's map.
That he posted.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the ruins of Azlant region that you sent last week.
Yeah.
Works wonderfully for actually locating things. Thank you.
They were more down towards down past, well, where they attacked, your fish folk were more up in the northeast corner. So the little inlet up there was where they were. Up oh god, they're up, let me see. They're up by, go back to the original map. So we have that. Where is it? Shattered Continent. That'll have it. They're up towards I. More was where they were. Let me make sure, but I believe that's where they are. Is I. No, that wasn't I. Where were they?
What are we trying to locate?
Where your Locatha
The
were.
Locatha, yeah, the people.
Oh, where the Locatha's home is?
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that.
They
I
were.
remember that the Shellcracker
E.
were to the west of.
They're near E. So on the west side of the island, up from you guys.
They're opposite side.
Yeah, so they said they came up from the south, so it would be more towards, if you look down on that map to the south, it would be more. God, I'm trying to blow that up a little bit.
Yeah, you can't do it on the desktop. You have to do it on the phone.
Let's see, open link. There we go. Yep, let's open the link. There we go. Now I can blow it up a little bit. Let's zoom it in. More towards Kalati is where they came up from. So they were saying that their scouts that made it back had said they were coming up from Kalati down there towards E. That they were in that direction. Now, they could have been coming from an underwater city. They could be coming from a staged area on Kalashkora. It's pretty open to where they could be coming up from. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of unmapped territory under this.
Yep. Yep. Remember, that was part of the thing that you guys were looking to do initially, was do some more of the mapping.
Yep.
But because you weren't able to...
Well, and time constraints definitely have sped things up tremendously.
Absolutely, it has. It has made it much more of an imperative. So,
and the intent for the group is to go to the library, or we planning to sail to the general location and then venture into the deep, guys? That's more a group question.
Yeah, I'm thinking from some of the clues that we got from the Spindle Rock or whatever the hell the name is, that the ancient library might give us some information. But
did we ever go to the Spindle Tower here on this island?
I'm sorry,
you have not. Well, you've been to the Spindle Tower on your island, yes. That's where the Spindle Imperative or the... Yeah.
No.
No.
We thought that the stopping at the library, since it's on the way.
Yes.
And we had the idea that it probably has information that may come in. It probably has information that may come in useful, given all the other stuff we've discovered. But it can't possibly it's probably worth the minimal delay that will cost us to stop on our way to the Ironstone Island, because we know we need to stock up on knowledge and magic, and the library just seems like a good first stop because it is literally on the way, and it may have some magic in and of itself because it's a library, but it will also hopefully have some knowledge that will lead us to make better decisions. Do we go for the Ironstones next, or look for the Big Bang Machine? Or there was another option floating around that is not coming up in my tiny little brain.
I think it was something tied to the compass or something like that.
Yeah, whatever. Well, yeah, that. Yeah. So that's it. I think that's why the consensus is kind of let's go to the library.
So looking to Ramona, and based on kind of the general map that we've made for ourselves of our island, I'm going to kind of point to the south of Talmandor's bounty, to the island bit that kind of sticks out to the southeast there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess technically directly south there.
Mm-hmm.
And point to that and say you're going to want to defend to the south as much as to the west and east, but primarily to the south and the east. I don't suspect that, based on what Kalashkora has shared, that they're going to be coming in from the northeast per se, but that there's a bit that kind of juts in a little bit on that south part that would make a really great staging point for a assault here.
She goes, that's concerning. She goes, we'll have to bolster defense and the walls themselves. Now, as of the last time you guys were here, one thing you guys do know, and I will do this with Brown. Where's the Brown? There's the Brown.
Yeah, agreed, Shara, on that for sure.
So they have built now the palisade to cover to here, and the palisade to the south. Let's go out a little bit. So the palisade comes across here and up to here now as closed. There is a
good.
This area out here is open for Harcourt's area. They still are working to build up this way to cover this side. It's not fully covered yet. But at least with this, you're seeing that much has been done itself. So they have built up some of the defenses. But as you know, they could probably, with even the townspeople, all they're going to be able to muster at best is about 130 people.
Yeah.
And that would be best case scenario if everybody's alive and everything else. Against an army, plus the Lokatha right now, from a combined of their own tribe and some other tribes that were decimated in the area, have about 45. And then Talmandor's has, soldier-wise, about 35 trained soldiers. And the rest, another 71 are just the village folks. So you have right now just a very small military. You're talking at best 160 soldiers and one ship right now. Well, two considering yours and the other. And both of them are more... Yours is a little more military than the other one, but neither one's like a frigate. So neither one's really outfitted to fight much. And if a siege...
Yeah, they're not going to withstand an actual siege of really just about any kind more than just a guerrilla force. And the other concern is with Shara mentioning everybody should know where to go in the event of an attack. While you would think that would be wise, because of the concern that there's also this third party at play that has likely implanted spies, and this is out of character sharing as much as in character, but only like in character being very delicate with my wording. sharing that information may actually be detrimental, because if they learn where that is basically you have completely pointed to exactly where to attack.
Exactly.
And so that's, you don't even want to do that. So it's kind of like, oh great, what do you actually do? So
all they can really do is just hope to make this settlement more trouble than it's worth.
exactly, and so I think it's imperative that we do our work as quickly as possible, because our work could potentially help derail everything else.
Yep.
So, or possibly bolster everything else. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well,
but they can buy themselves time by making them something that the bad guys want to bypass,
right.
as opposed to waste time assaulting in the initial move.
Yeah,
we
do as
don't
much
know how
as you.
big a campaign we're up against, too.
Right.
Yeah, well, and I don't think we'll actually know that number necessarily ever at any point, really. But we know there's enough that they've taken out. The water-based ones have already taken out 2 entire tribes essentially at this point. Not entire, but pretty darn close.
Yeah.
And they're staging for something bigger.
It's bad.
Well,
but
you could try to send somebody to Talosantri to see if you could get some aid there. Talosantri has quite a few people. We're talking.
It might not actually be a bad idea to send Markale there, all things considered. Maybe with somebody to escort her. Just from the thought of our most diplomatic individual, and obviously Aurora would not be joining on that expedition.
Sure.
But that's up to you guys. Just as a side thought.
Or you could try sending someone else there if you wanted to. I mean, you could try sending maybe...
We could do that. We could send our 2 most diplomatic on the same day.
Oh, yeah, because you can teleport. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. Or you could even send somebody like Kalashkora from the tribe, because she is a water folk. And you saw down there that Lokatha have some standing and respect in Talosantri. They're not maybe the higher echelon, but they're still respected and still citizens of that
actually,
city.
That's a good point, Shara. With Kalashkora not being with us at the time, she does not have that same stigma that we would have.
No.
But sending her by herself is also probably not advisable, because we know that the Ulaktai, or whatever they are.
Ogath. Well, you've got 2 different ones you're dealing with. The Ogothals are the faceless ones. That's their name. The Ogothal. The Ulat Kenai, from what Starlissa points out, she goes, we know them more as scum. That's what we call them in our surface tongue.
Yeah, we've encountered them before. Like,
we have.
Steve, the supervisor, right?
Yep. Yeah, in fact, on Akavna, the Temple of Akavna, you ran into... what was it, Akavna? No, it wasn't Akavna. It was... what's our guys? I gotta think back to my Azlanti gods and goddesses. It is... I have to think on those, because that one, it was your god of invention, was who it was, whose temple you guys went to, which was
Amaznan.
Amaznan, the Temple of Amaznan. The Temple of Amaznan itself.
The fallen over statue that was huge, mungus, and
exactly.
was wrecked.
Exactly.
On the side of the coast.
Those, the ones that you saw there, the kind of one of the commanding officers that was with Aboleth was an Ulat Kenai, which is a scum. I mean, it was a scum commander or barbarian that you fought.
Yeah.
So again,
that was Steve, I think.
Yeah, the limited knowledge that everybody's kind of doing, it's not uncommon for Aboleths to have thralls and underwater servants. No more than it is mind flayers in D&D to have thralls or drow. Kind of like that. These guys, the Ulat Kenai are the foot soldiers to a lot of Aboleths. The scum are. So, Supervisor Steve and the Scum Leader. Yeah, exactly. Supervisor Steve. So, it doesn't surprise you finding out there more in the area.
Yeah, of course.
The question is, what...
The more we try to defend and build up defenses here or help here, the less we're getting done out there where our real work needs to be. You know, the more we do here, the less we get done out there, the quicker other things happen, or the easier other things happen. And those are far more severe consequences than, and, you know, Aurora kind of scratches her head for a second, and she's, like, trying to find the exact word to use here, but, or exact wording to use, but she kind of shrugs and says, well, no offense, but this colony is only so important when the end of the world is on the line.
One of the things that Ramona brings up as she goes, so you had found out some things on Callus T. Maybe there's some things on the city that would be more easier to access than the actual library itself. She goes, the library's underwater. We don't even know if it had defenses.
Everything is still intact.
Yeah, that kept it. Not that it's not important, she says, because I won't doubt there's important knowledge and items down there. But she goes, that would put you out of your element, and if these things have taken that library, say the Ulat Kinai has taken the library as well, which I wouldn't see why they wouldn't, being close to where the Doomsday weapon may be. She goes, I would think that's more of a danger. She goes, if you go to Callus T, it's on the land, and you may find out more there. Or even to the...
oh, God, what a terrible roll.
Good roll.
I'm using a reroll, Rick.
All right.
I have to do better than that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Oh, God.
And you just keep rolling well. You just keep rolling.
Wow. A 4 and a 3. All right. It's going to be that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not picking up on it, on anything. I mean, it does make a lot of sense, though. Callus T does make a lot of sense.
She says the compass may have also knowledge as well. It may be the place where the item is, or she goes, it may have knowledge of where the Doomsday item is. So maybe checking those 2 points would be the better of the 2 points. She goes, I'm not, again, telling you what to do. She goes, I would need to talk more with my advisors here, like Peril Bays, and she goes, and also talking to, let's see, where is he? Where's my guy?
You have another advisor?
Carver Hastings. Yeah, Carver Hastings. She goes, maybe, and in talking with Carver, since he is a Pathfinder and he does have some knowledge, that may be the better of things. Yeah, the sense motives, you don't get anything off of her that she's deceitful at all. She's trying to think of the best of the colony right now.
Yeah. And that's what I'm picking up in general as well. I mean, it's the same. She is
Boy,
really
everybody's
hard to read today, guys.
Yeah, everybody's
She's
kind of
really hard to read what she's laying down, guys. This is kind of crazy. Holy cow.
Yeah.
I know there's a spell, Rick, and I don't know what it is, that lets me basically pray to Pharasma for guidance, essentially. Not guidance in the traditional sense of D&D.
Oh, it's the augury. The augury spell.
Yeah, that's the one, or yeah.
Yeah, you can do an augury, or you can do there's another one like it. That's even a little more a commune spell, maybe, of sorts.
There's a higher level version of it, and I'm trying to remember what it is. It's the only drawback to being a freaking cleric of this level. You have so many damn spells now. It's like, Jesus. Oh, hey. Spooky Gnome knows.
Yeah. Spooky the Gnome, Starlissa.
That kind of jokingly fits, right? Spooky Gnome, Starlissa?
Yeah, that's...
But look at her sense motive. Rick, the game is rigged.
I know, I'm telling you.
Absurd. Amazing, but absurd.
Yeah. So, Starlissa just says, my concern is what if some of the Agathals have infiltrated either our fish friends there, she says, nodding over to the Locatha, or the crew. She goes, what happened the last time? They came in and they took over with infiltration.
Yeah, but again, they're going to be susceptible to that whether we're here or not.
Well, she says, do we have the clerics alert the clerics and some of the others so that they are looking for said creatures? Because she goes, I just worry that, again, she goes, infiltration would make the best sense for weakening a defense on an area. And by the way, these guys are spreading out over here, the soldiers towards the docks. They're doing a different things to make sure everybody is... They're kind of blocking the area to letting people just walk in. And again, more to protect the colony than anything else. That's our boy right there, Carver. And there's Ramona. Well, is that Ramona? Yeah. No, it's not Ramona there. Where is she? Ramona's down there. I'm just going to have to zoom in a little bit. See if I can find Ramona's thing. There she is. So she's over there talking with him. And of course that's one of the... That's Peril there. Peril Bays, I think. Do I have Peril on there? Maybe I do. Oh, the problem is making sure I have all these. I used to have all these things. No, I don't have Peril Bays, of course. That's who that is, then, with...
I can ask, I can...
That's the commander there.
For asthma.
But those...
Yeah, I can pray to Pharasma and get a single question answered.
Yeah, and he's over here.
Oh,
our captain.
10 questions answered?
Alright, and on the prayer, are they one-word answers, or are they like a sentence?
I believe it's just yes or no. The answers given are... Okay, let me...
Alright, so go ahead and do your thing. How long does it take to do the spell? I know it takes a little bit of time.
It is a one-word answer, yes, correct.
Alright.
It is usually questions that can be answered by a simple yes or no.
Okay, and then how long does it take to cast it?
10 minutes.
Alright, so 10 minutes kind of passes. Is anybody going to do anything in that 10 minutes while Felix has a bottle and and is headed for the beach? Alright, we'll go ahead and move Felix wherever you're going to go on the beach.
No trees to sleep under?
No, well, there's one right here. There's a tree right here. There's a tree right here, but not on the beach itself.
No palm trees.
There is one right here. Yeah, these are not... Funny thing, these are not palms here. These are more deciduous type of trees. Because, again, this used to be a continent more than it was an island. So you don't see a lot of palm trees on it. You see much more your hardwood trees.
In that case, I guess it's not palm wine.
No, it's not. It won't be palm wine. It'll be... Now, there are grapes they grow here.
All right, regular wine.
So regular wine. Regular wine. Take a little fine. So isn't pure needed. So, yep, our alcohol should go where there's alcohol. There is... Right here is where you can partake... Well, actually, no. Where is it? It is... There, the Ion Inn right here. A19 is where you can go partake. So follow A20 and just go south of it and you'll run right across of it. But yeah, they'll have rum, bourbon, whiskey, things like that. Alright, your 10 minutes go by and you're able to ask your questions while Syl is... Here, Syl, you want to go...
Power to Aurora, everyone to ask 10 questions. You better be prepared to help and ask questions.
Yep.
To Aurora to ask for asthma.
All right.
Let's see. I've got the map in front of me. Okay.
So he is taking these troops into the clerics to get looked at, and having some soldiers join him. That was the commander of that group. They look very sheepish, almost just feeling horrible about what happened to them.
Instead of doing this out on the beach, because it's kind of out in the open, can I go with, let's say, Starlissa,
Mm-hmm.
and let's do it this way: Starlissa, Shara, and Lyra.
Yeah, you could go probably somewhere like this if you wanted to.
Yeah.
More under the tree.
That's probably good.
While Ramona's out there with her soldiers.
And Syl, if Syl wants to join, but that's more up to Syl.
All right, so we'll just move
Chunk, I
everybody.
assume has gone to go
Yep.
find sausages.
Yes.
Yeah, where's the sausages?
Down this way.
And is also tracking Kitty, making sure Kitty
Right here.
doesn't run off and do stupid
Yeah.
things.
I'll move you guys down to the bar, the Ion. There is a dwarf bartender down there, running the Ion. So
So Shara and Lyra were invited to join Aurora in this, as she's going to commune.
all right. So where is Markale going to? This one right here, Markale.
You're probably talking with Ramona or Peril or Harcourt.
All right, so we'll put this in there with Ramona. She'll be talking with them. All right, so you guys are under the tree.
So the question I'm asking is, have Shara and Lyra? This is to Akeisha. Have Shara and Lyra agreed to join over there? So as Aurora gets over there, before she had started the 10-minute process of the ritual, essentially, she looks at the three of you, or the three others, and she says, you three are the three that I trust the most from our group, and I do not believe there's any way that you've been touched by the aboleth / other entities that like to take over minds. Whereas others, and not necessarily our group, but from the colony, I have concerns about. So I didn't want to do that with them privy to knowledge I may be receiving from Pharasma. So anyways, she's just explaining why she wanted to separate out. And then she's going to do the commune. So 10 minutes pass, and then can I begin asking questions, Rick? Or we do that?
Yes, you're to where you can ask questions.
And these are, I just want to make sure these are supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
can be answered by a yes or no.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Pathfinder. Commune. Spell. Alright, so commune. Alright. Commune. You contact your deity or agents thereof and ask questions that can be answered by a yes or no. You are allowed one question per caster level. The answers given are correct within the limit of the entity's knowledge. Unclear is also a legitimate answer. So. Alright. Ask away. Syntax error. Syntax.
Important.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out, Max, where is Felix's token? Is he on there? Did you bring
He's
him
on the
down?
beach.
Is he?
He was looking for shiny bottles that washed up on shore.
Oh, there he is, down here. Okay, that's him.
Sitting on the beach, found a nice patch of sun, drinking some wine.
So, do me a favor, Felix. Do me a knowledge nature as well as a perception check.
Oh my goodness. That can't possibly be good. Okay.
Still 404 is a one-word answer. It's up.
Where's my... No, you said perception?
Yep.
Okay. Here's my perception.
Wow, a natural 20. Max breaks it open for the day.
Finally.
Actually,
We rolled well on perception. It's the other rolls that have been important that we've missed on.
yes, that other one is always an important word, Mark. It is. So that opens it up. Though, actually, Lyra has a reroll, too, because I did her passive perception, and that was a natural 20.
And then I need knowledge nature.
All right, a knowledge nature.
That's not going to go as well, I'm afraid.
You, Max, you can see out there in the water, okay, as you're on the beach. As you passed, let me see, and I'll do this way. This one here, this one here, and this one here. While the rest of them were floating around, they were communicating back and forth with subtle hand language. None of the rest of them that you saw in that group. That the rest were just kind of bobbing up and down, their heads out of the water, swimming. Those other three were communicating. You can mull it around, but they were definitely communicating. You've seen silent communications your group has done to signal actions or movement, especially back with the Temple of Amaznan, what you did to infiltrate that way and using hand signals and gestures.
Yeah.
Very similar between those three, what they're doing. Which strikes you as kind of interesting. So I'll leave you to mull on that while we go into the commune. Yes, got the kitty shoe phone. Inspector Felix.
Yes, but you realize that he's mulling using his wisdom 4.
I know. The wisdom is... It's making it hard to think past that bottle of whatever you're enjoying.
There's, threat to the party, bottle of wine.
It's
bottle of
it's
wine.
a peach fermented kind of brew that tastes very good and is very relaxing and has a very flavorful bouquet that your kitty nose is enjoying.
And it's sunny.
Yes, it feels so good.
I'm a cat.
It does.
On my fur.
It does. It feels like home almost. Even though it's a little cooler weather up here than home, it's probably 60s, maybe into 70s, but it still feels good right now being out on the sand in the sun. So, all right. Let's see. I'm trying to ask Akeisha time to interject thoughts. Therefore, I'm asking. Okay. All right. So go ahead. Ask your first question, Sean.
I already know the answer to this one, but I figure I'll ask anyways. Do your priestesses, because it's priestess here, right, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
At our temple?
Mm-hmm.
Do your priestesses here, within the colony, possess the capability to determine if someone is under the influence of another?
Yes.
Referring to mind capabilities.
Yes. It's a solid yes that hits your mark.
That's a really good question to have an answer to. Good. And actually the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was looking for. Has anyone...
Yep, there you go. You could ask questions.
Has anyone within the colony been compromised to your knowledge, by another entity of significant power?
Possibly. Mm-hmm. Now, you do say the colony, so it kind of leaves it open.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
There's
A lot of people in the colony.
Okay.
Trying to give room for Akeisha.
Mm-hmm.
She interjects.
Oh, she did. She threw some down there. If you look below your
I
comment.
saw. I'm already pretty sure that there's Locatha that have been, or are planning something that's not. I mean, I had that assumption from the beginning. There's too many of them not to have that happen. Is the Akeisha, when you say ship, are you referring to our ship?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or the one that came in.
Are there any of the crew of the ship that we have? The one that came. Oh, we knew that answer. Of our crew from the ship that we have sailed on recently, that have been compromised.
No. Very solid. No
That's good.
comes back.
That is really good to know. Okay, good. Yes or no? Does the ancient library still possess the knowledge we need to end this?
Unknown.
I kind of figured that would be the case, but I still had to ask that question.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've done 4.
Oh, basically Shara's asking if there's more on the ship that came in. Which you could phrase it that way. You could say beside the
But I thought
soldiers.
there were only the 6 or how many ever that, or 7 that came off that ship.
6.
Or 6 that came off that ship. They were the only ones who came off, but there may be potentially more on the ship.
Mm-hmm. The others were holding for the governor to...
Are there additional compromised on the second ship? I'm like pointing off in the direction of the second ship because I don't know the name of it because we didn't find that out.
Yes.
I'm passing that info immediately to Shara and Lyra and like directing to go inform Ramona and Syl and everybody else to get ready for that because that's going to be something to deal with very shortly. So that's 5. Is Kalas T a diversion or a place we should actually be going? Well, I guess it's just the first part of that question.
Is it a diversion? No.
Okay. Well, that's a good answer. Giving Akeisha a moment to type.
Mm-hmm. Can we turn both... Oh, she's talking about the Sahagin and the scum.
And we leverage the territorial animosity of the Shahagan and the whatever the other one is, to pit them against one another.
Yes.
Good question, Akeisha. So that's
I missed
7.
that question. Can you repeat?
6. We can pit the two the Shahagan and the
scum. The scum.
And the scum against each other using their territorial animosity towards each other.
Mm-hmm.
Does Akimwa have... oh, you're not there. Damn it!
Oh, yeah.
Chunk is wandering by asking that out loud.
Alright, so roll a 50-50 chance that Chunk would have told you that before he left. Low 50 or high 50. You can call it low 50 or high 50 on whether he told you.
Damn it, Mark. I hope you're playing a smarter character next time.
So, go ahead, Sean. You can roll either low 50 or high 50. Alright, so Mark, you can roll it. So low 50 or high 50. I just need to know which one.
the D100.
Okay, low 50 for success.
All right. Oh, damn.
He
That would
shouts
have been a
it.
good
Yeah,
one.
he shouts it as he's drunk inside the bar.
Yes.
Actually, that's probably not something you want to shout right now.
So comes running down the mountain saying, wait, wait!
I don't think rerolls can be used on D100s, only D20s.
A heroic I would give if you burn a hero point, if you haven't.
Ooh. You did recently level up, Mark. I'll throw that out.
I know. I'm checking my.
Which you do get hero points each level.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I've got 2 left, so I'm gonna burn one,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll do the same deal.
Like, I know this is really important. Sausages.
Oh my god!
That, the irony of the numbers there is not lost on me.
Oh, it just hurts. Do you want to burn your last one? I'll let you. They're heroics.
No, I'm saving it.
All right.
So I'm at 5 questions, so this will be number 6, right?
Yep. Well,
Okay.
yeah, there's number 6. Yep.
You get them at level up, yeah. You get
Let's see.
additional hero points.
Let me
at
see.
level up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're at 6. So you got 4 more. Now, do a percent on you, Sean, that Aurora has that occur to her. Because that's possible. You do know you guys were looking for that. I'll give you...
Hold on. I didn't say
Yeah,
higher.
all right.
Let me... Yeah, no, I was about to... I clicked it, and I was like, wait, I didn't say higher. I
No!
have my eyes closed, Rick. I haven't even...
All right.
I have my eyes closed, but I'm looking only at the D100 thing.
All right.
Let's go... I'm going to say low.
All right. You can look at your result. Oh, an 05. Yes, you can ask it because you rolled low. Good job.
Okay. Yeah. That's why I was like... Because I realized I'd clicked it. I was like, no,
Two-
no, don't look.
2 hero points per level, Akeisha, when you go up. If I don't give you otherwise.
Does Aki... Yeah, I'm going to ask that exact question exactly like that. In that exact way. Does Aki...
All right, let's see.
Oberon's
So, 1 to 10 or 11 to 20 for her to know.
Oh. Ooh. 1 to 10 and 11 to 20.
I'm rolling it on my wooden dice.
How has that wooden dice rolled, Rick? Previously.
Well, in my Star Trek game, my Star Trek Adventures, it rolled low. In fact, it rolled some really epic 1s, which 1 is a
I'm
critical in
gonna
Star
go low
Trek.
then. I'm gonna side with statistics here.
I would say a 2 would make it with the
Yes.
statistics. So,
Fantastic.
yes.
Oh. Ding ding ding. We have a winner. Well played, Mark. Well played. Ooh.
I can count.
That was 7 questions. I have
Yep.
2 questions left.
That was an
I
epic
counted
question.
8.
8 questions?
Do your priestesses here in the colony have the ability to determine if someone is influenced?
Correct.
That's
1.
Has anyone within the colony been compromised by another
2.
entity in power?
Ah, that's the one I
Are
missed.
any on our recent ship compromised? 3.
Yep.
Does the library still possess the knowledge we need to
He's
determine?
correct.
And then Kalashkora would be
Are there
5.
any additional compromised on the
Oh,
ship?
that's right.
Yeah.
That one was the one I
Winner, sausage dinner. So you get a sausage dinner, Chunk. You get the sausage
I have
platter.
2 questions left. I have 2
Yes.
questions.
Chunk gets the...
Two factions against each other. And does Akimura
Whose side are
Yes.
you on?
So, Chunk gets an extra platter of sausage for being honest as a player.
Assorted sausage.
Assorted, yes, for the different... Yes, a sausage. All right, so 2 questions left. Drum roll, please.
I didn't want to invalidate the last one simply because we miscounted.
No, that's good. I'm glad you're keeping track of it.
I like it.
Thankfully.
All right.
Okay. This is. I'm looking kind of towards Starlissa at this point. Like, hey, do you have any ideas? Because Starlissa's there with us.
She goes, why not ask where if the Doomsday device is either in Callus T or the compass?
Is the Doomsday is the weapon? Is it on the southern island where the compass and Kalashkora are.
Yes.
Okay, that answers a big question. At least we know it's on that island.
Mm-hmm. All right.
One question left.
Let me see. What would
That
she...
was a good question, by the way.
How are you doing today?
Yeah.
Because it's not a yes or no question. Are you
Yes.
having a good day? No, that's not my
Let's
question.
see. She goes, all right.
That's not my question, just so we're clear.
Star Alyssa says, the other question to ask is Aki Moi on the southern island, or near it. She just shrugs. She goes, could help us to know if he's there.
Could. It certainly could.
Are there any other major players that we want to know about?
I mean, at this
Here's
point,
the
knowing Akimwa is the other Veiled Master, and he's the one that possesses the phylactery, which is the thing that we need to destroy so that we can actually end Oberon.
Yep.
And I'm giving Akeisha a moment just in case she wants to interject something, because I don't want to ask the last question and then her not be able to interject. Okay, never mind. That obviously was not an interjectable point.
It's an sausage.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
two.
I'm gonna go along with that. Is Akimwa located on or near the southern island where the compass and the Kalashkora are?
Yes, with a capital 3 letters.
Oh, I should have figured. I mean, Starlissa did interject that idea, so
She doesn't always. It's not always the GM doing that. I just roll randomly to see what she would
That's
interject.
true. But it was still good, very good stuff. So the ancient library may be out, guys. We may
Use the
not need to
Zindi
worry
defense
about that.
codes against our humanity ending. That's a good Star Trek reference. The Zindi. I love it. That's an original one.
So now Aurora looks at Shara with eyes of, holy crap, this is really not what I wanted to actually hear, but maybe better in the long run? Question mark. I guess we need to go south and we need to deal with this thing now.
Okay. Also, with this knowledge that you've gotten from your goddess, one of the things that we need to do is we need to act on that first one.
Yes,
Namely,
yes.
do the priestesses here in the colony have the ability to determine if
Yes.
someone's influenced? That needs to become procedural.
Yes, I was going to agree, and I'm actually going to recommend to Ramona that she request additional priestesses from the mainland.
And it's going to need to start out quiet.
Yeah, it has to be a very so looking at Shara, and I was already thinking this anyways. Looking at Shara and Starlissa and Lyra, I think we need to bring Ramona to the Pharasman Temple and start with making sure that she is not compromised. There's too many possibilities and too many people, and if we at least have her and know that she is secured for now, then we can fill her in on ideas and plans on how to defend against this particular threat. Knowing that the priestesses can help at least determine if they are compromised is a good start, and I assume if they can determine, then at least they might be able to help deal with it. So Aurora is gonna, with the kind of rest of the group, what's Ramona up to now?
Ramona is down on the beach kind of directing things and having people look at what's going on. Now, so this one here is the Star Runner, and that one's the Peregrine up here.
Alright, good to know.
So you know which one's
Peregrine
what.
was the one that we sailed on, right?
Yes.
That's the one that, you guys came in on.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
We know there's more possibly on the Star Runner.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
She's about 5'6". We need to storm the ship too.
Yeah. That was in answer to what is Ramona up to? 6.
There we go.
Ha 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 ha. Leave it to the halfling to make a crack a wise joke about height.
Yeah.
And we may have lost.
That's probably a good idea, actually. Who did we lose, Rick?
Okay, we may have lost. I don't see Adrestia coming on. She's kind of yellow.
That's what I was saying. I don't. If she's not on by now, she's probably not hopping on.
Yeah.
So, Markale looks to Shara and nods and says, "Why don't you and Lyra? I'll keep Starlissa with me for this. Why don't you and Lyra go ahead and go and start gathering as individuals from our group to assist with that, and I'm going to go ahead and pull Ramona aside, and Starlissa and I will escort her to the temple." God, I hope I don't have combat. Me and Starlissa by ourselves against Ramona. This should be great. Not to give you any ideas, Rick, of course.
Oh no, never. So.
Oh yeah, the tiefling can deal with the ship on her own. I mean, let's be real. They wouldn't even know she was there until it was too late.
All right.
Josh was like, "That's just the way I prefer it." See, he's typing.
I'm just getting some different things up here.
That was great.
It was like it was on key.
Maybe. I mean, you want them to
I'm
know you're
about-
there
I-
after
I'm
you've
about to-
arrived and punched them in the face 5 or 6 times,
I'm about to get rushed by like a platoon of fish.
A platoon of fish? Is that a wisecrack on tuna
Yeah.
fish as well?
Unintentional, but I'm glad you caught it so we could all enjoy it.
Caught it? Is that also a play on words on
Yeah.
fish?
God.
The fish jokes, they just never ever end.
All right.
Some would say they never fin-ish.
No, they never finish. No, they don't. They don't.
So these are the
They're made
priests.
on an epic scale.
Because as you guys are doing this, let's see. There's the priest of Abadar, and then there's your halfling priestess of Pharasma, and
Oh,
then
nice. So they're there. Okay.
yeah, and then let's see, who else do we need? Is Amon in my library? I hope he
Oh,
is.
you just deleted one of the 2 of them.
Hang on here, because Amon would be here too. Let's see. There's Amon. So you've got basically 3. You've got Amon that's here. He's your priest of Erastil. Then you've got your priestess of Pharasma and your priestess of Abadar. Those
So
are the 3.
I'm gonna grab, actually, before I speak with Ramona, I'm gonna grab those 3 priestesses / priests, and I'm gonna pull them to the side where I was doing the commune.
All right.
Over there. Ooh. Actually, I should know this, Rick, off the top of my head, but because I don't, I'm gonna roll it. The Pharasma one, I'm gonna trust wholeheartedly, regardless. Of the other 2, is there? Would I know from that roll and from my knowledge which might be more susceptible to being compromised? I mean, I know technically nobody could be compromised.
You don't think they are, just because, not that a priest or priestess couldn't be taken over, but
Sure.
that would be a much harder switch. They're more...
And it would probably take more to maintain.
Yes, exactly, because the Ogothel try to imitate, they read the mind and try to imitate the person, but certain ones are tougher to do because, again, they have to have spellcasting ability.
Yeah.
And so in this case, these 3 would be much harder to do that.
Sure. That makes sense. It's not to say they're not, but the likelihood is pretty low. Okay,
It's a lot lower, yeah. I mean, you don't think that it's likely, at least.
So, sure, yeah. So Aurora's going to go ahead and fill the 3 of them in quietly, and then explain that the intent is we want to keep this very quiet amongst the 5 of us, specifically talking about Starlissa, Aurora, and the 3 priests, because Shar and Lyra have already moved towards the coast, or towards the beach. Because if there are compromised individuals and they find out that we're intending to essentially do this slowly throughout the entire village, or colony, then they're going to intentionally avoid it.
True.
And try to break this sanctity of what we're trying to do here. And I think we start with the most important people to the colony, people such as Ramona, Peril, Carver.
Of course.
Even probably Harcourt, as Aurora says that she like grits her teeth in frustration type thing. And then the secondary part of this is even as you're going through the colony, when other individuals arrive, it would be imperative, and we're going to advise Ramona to this, that after you guys deal with Ramona, that they get essentially tested against this as well. I'm laughing at myself because I'm envisioning this almost like a COVID testing situation where it's like,
yeah.
Everybody wears
Drive through.
Everybody wears a mask. Yeah, kind of,
Yep.
sort of, in a joking way.
And it's all fun and game.
Yep, until it breaks out, and then you got to deal with the breakout, right?
Yep.
Fitting how the game world and reality suddenly collide, right?
What? No. They would never do such things. They would never do such things.
Never, ever. And so Aurora looks at the three of them and says, "If you're ready, I'm going to go grab Ramona, and I think she needs to be the first because, again, with what we just discussed, it makes sense. We've got to fill her in if she isn't compromised." Fourth and fifth wall's broken. So then, Rick, unless you're going to do something on the beach, Aurora's going to go grab Ramona. Quietly explain that she has something she wants to discuss with her privately.
No, that's fine. You can go ahead and do that. I'm going to put this out here. This is Harcourt. I don't have the token for him right now, but I will just put that as Harcourt. Put the nameplate. So that's Harcourt, Ramona. That one there is Peril. Hang on here. I'll put that in there. It's Peril. I'm just doing that so we got all those in there. All right, go ahead and do that. Ramona is right. Well, no, it's actually that one there is our guy. All right, so hang on here. Let me make sure I got all these guys named. Where is he here? Give me a second.
Yep. There are things that you don't possess.
There's things we don't possess. Okay, so that's Carver.
Yeah, Felix said, "Will and wisdom. Wisdom. What are those? Things
Yeah.
you don't possess."
So that's Carver there.
I like patience and thinking through decisions before doing them. Things you don't possess.
Alright. So then that.
I'll explain it to you if you buy me some stuff.
Yeah. Alright. So that's Carver there. So we'll put him actually here. Alright, so we got all those. That's Peril. That's that. Alright. So you're able to grab her. Let me grab Ramona. I think that's her there. Yep. So you pull Ramona out this way. Okay. So Ramona's out there with you.
Yeah, and Aurora
she goes, yes.
Engaging in like, we need to increase some defenses in particular areas. And as she's getting close enough to the priest to be within earshot, one of the primary defenses we need to, of course, increase is making sure that those who are part of the colony are not compromised by those who might seek to compromise them. And I think we have a way to do so. And that's when Aurora kind of motions to the priest to begin that process.
Okay. All right. So
probably should have asked how long that process takes. It takes 6 hours. Oh, great.
All right. So the process is...
It's a ritual that takes an hour.
It's a ritual. You gotta love rituals. All right. Let's see.
It's better than nothing, though.
Let's see here.
See, what we need to do is give them some assignments. We need you to make 4 50 charge wands of detect influence, or whatever it's called.
That's not a bad idea.
Let me see here on things, what they say here. Look at something here, see what they say. Okay.
Roger, just thoughts if you want.
Halfling's got to eat.
Just looking here to see
Definitely,
what all you
otherwise he
can
might
do.
shrink.
Right?
Alright, so there are several ways that you guys can take a look at trying to find these. You can try several different things. One of which I believe is, let's see. Let's look here. Let's see. We're looking at something here real quick to see if there's ways you can do that. Alright, so you can try to use a detect thoughts. That's one way of doing it. Or it may be a zone of truth and asking certain questions. So things like that can be used. They're not necessarily foolproof.
Sure.
So you'd have to think of some other ways to do it. Those are the two that come to mind as probably the two easiest. So like a zone of truth with questions, or detect thoughts. Those are the most. You know that when you had your aquatic elf friend, who before he died, that's what he used, being one of the...
Yeah, Gregorio.
Yes.
No, I think
Gale.
Oh,
Before Gale died, yes. You guys have lost a few.
Real long callback.
Yeah, Gregorio, Gale, you guys have lost a few. Gale, because he was a psychic type, was able to detect thoughts. And it takes a bit, because as you know, detect thoughts takes a little bit to go past the surface thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times creatures will guard their surface thoughts. But if they dig deep enough, you'd be able to. The rest, you're going to have to think about as players. What else would detect a dominated creature or a shape changer? So that is a question that you will have to think on a little bit. And I'll let you guys think on it a little bit before you do it if you want.
Well, for the moment, I mean, for the Ramona thing, I'm actually just going to go full force and cast Absolution.
Okay.
Because wait, hold on. Yeah, Absolution would be the one. It's a 4th level spell.
All right. So you're going to do an Absolution spell. All right.
If anybody's curious what it does.
All right. You purge impure thoughts from your mind and fill them with exalted relief, forgiveness. Absolution ends all charm, compulsion effects, and break enchantment. So basically, yeah, if you put that, and you can do one living creature. But first, again, good spell, but there are, coming off that ship, the Star Runner has a crew. So it's crew itself on the Star Runner. Star Runner has the captain, first mate, navigator, quartermaster, ship's surgeon, 20 sailors, and 15 colonists. Besides the ones, the 6 that came off that were the soldiers. So they had 21 on the journey with them.
Need more?
No. So what you have is, let's see, 20, 35, and 5 is 40. So you'd have 40 people you'd have to go through.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's gonna take a while. We're aware of that. Again, it has to start with Ramona. The rest of it doesn't matter at this point.
Yes.
If Ramona's compromised, then it's all good.
No, and again, as you do that, you don't get any effect on her, and she kind of looks at you quizzically, and she goes, "Oh." She goes, "You think I'm maybe one of them?" She goes, "I'm not.
I think anyone
I can assure you.
in the colony is susceptible, and
But
I had to be 100% sure, as I'm sure
No.
you would understand.
She goes, "I understand. I definitely understand."
I suspect the best way to handle this moving forward, and then Aurora explains the whole plan, and Zone of Truth is like the preferred way to handle this, with potentially the Detect Thoughts as kind of a backup method for one of the priests to use, while the other 2 are focusing Zone of Truth in specific areas. And then explains that we probably want to deal with the ship's crew. We know that there are more compromised in there. We know that our ship's crew is not compromised. Hey, huzzah for that.
Huzzah, huzzah.
We don't know about the Lakatha, but they're going to need to be scanned just as much as everybody else.
Of course.
And then the colony as well. So it's a large undertaking, and Ramona, I have full faith in you to handle it, along with the priests. But I believe it would be imperative that you and the priests remain vigilant for newcomers, that everyone is checked when they come, to the best of your abilities, pointing to Amon and the Phrasman priest and priestess and other priests.
All right. So, Felix, what is your AC?
Oh,
It's low.
Because you be drinking. You be drinking. Yeah.
Oh, you be drinking. Oh, it's even
Oh, yeah, he be drinking. So, yeah. Ruh-roh. Yeah, you notice now on the beach. Let's see, is there anybody on the beach? No.
Markel's on the beach.
Oh, Markel. Do a perception
And
check for
technically, Shara
Markel.
and Lyra should be on the beach.
All right.
I've been trying to get Shara to move, or Akeisha to move those tokens.
All right. So Shara and Lyra, and then also for Markel, whoever wants to roll Markel today.
I have control over.
All right. So why don't you roll perception checks?
Oh, God.
Markel will be at a -2 just because she's where she is on the ship and where those things were.
Oh.
So an 18, no, she does not notice anything. She just noticed the Lakatha near the beach in
No, I included
Kalashkora.
the -2 already. I think.
Oh, okay, you already did. She thinks there should have been some Lokatha here. There were Lokatha there, which gives
Yeah. What about
right here.
what about my-
Oh, they beat your perception. Your passive was 29. They got a stealth of a 37 and a 42.
Ooh. Alright, where are these Lokatha? Sorry, I'm fully zoomed in.
They were, if you look out a little bit, right here and right here. There were 2 section leaders, and they're gone.
Oh, they disappeared. Awesome.
So go ahead, Shara and Lyra, make your perceptions to notice either that they should have been there and they're not. Also, you got a line down the beach towards Felix. Oh, Shara with the 35. You see a Lokatha coming up here to attack our poor unwitting guy. And Lyra with an epic 1. she can re-roll because she does have one re-roll from her nat 20 originally on her perception. Her passive, if she was just noticing passively, she would have seen it. Her passive was a 34, but she's looking actively, so that's a whole different roll. Yes, Lyra has a re-roll if you want to re-roll her. Up to you. Or you can just have Shara scream out, letting everybody know. It won't prevent him from getting surprised, because he just, didn't see him. But it could give him a chance, if he hears it, if you shout out, to do an active to try to offset the passive. I'll give him that. What are you feckin' fish doing? Alright, you hear that, Felix, and in your brain you're going, feckin' fish.
No, that was me.
No, Chunk is at the bar.
Chunk, you can't yell that from the bar.
Should be.
You're eating sausages right now, so I don't even want to hear it. You and Syl are enjoying it.
I'm just
Yes.
imagining.
You call out, and then Max gets his roll as an active perception to try to spot them.
Shara, you could still re-roll for Lyra if you wanted to.
Otherwise, Max looks your direction and misses the fish coming out of the water.
He misses getting skewered.
Just think of the creature from the Black Lagoon.
The irony of the backwardsness of a cat being skewered by a fish.
I know, right? you just...
It's just wrong.
I know, it is.
You shouldn't have wandered off by yourself, Mr. Bordy.
Who's gonna bell? Who's gonna bell the cat? All right,
Cat.
roar! Oh yeah. So she yells out "roar," and you're like, "What?" That catches your attention.
Felix?
And a 27, even though that he had a 29 as his passive. So unfortunately, he does not see them before they come out of the water with a 37 and
That's
40.
a pretty damn good roll, all things considered.
It is.
I know.
It
It's
is.
an 18.
So.
Oh.
Both take 5-foot steps and slip their daggers into you. Skewered.
All right.
And by the way, when they do, their faces disappear
Oh, cool.
into those little shiny facing orbs.
Okay.
Yes, he's going to see if he has any rerolls, because by God, getting hit by those things, not going to be fun.
Your reroll on the perception is going to be difficult to beat anyways. You've only got a 2 in 20. It's a 10% chance.
Yeah. I'll just use Windy Escape.
Action type thing.
It's an immediate action.
Yes, and he can do something like that if he has, especially if
So it's,
he is using what I think he is.
It's a DR10 against.
So a DR10 against stabbies.
Against sneak attacks for critical hits.
Nice. That's going to be helpful. Very, very, very helpful. Alright, I gotta look up their nice magic item they're using.
Oh, shiny.
Yes, of course. At this level of things, do you not think there wouldn't be a little bit of shinies? Alright, so this does what?
Hey, Felix, you wanted to find shinies. You brought this on yourself.
Well, I didn't expect to find them sticking in me, but
Wow. Alright, so this is going to get either epically bad, because of the type of creatures these are. And yeah, Felix, they're assassins.
I mean, I thought that was a given.
Oh, yeah.
When they sneak that well, it's a given.
Yeah, so I got to see on the assassination what they end up doing, if anything. This could be real bad. Sneak attack.
You know, it never fails when the kitty goes off by himself. Bad things happen. It's the equivalent of when Markel squeals. Screeches.
Yeah, but as when Markel squeals, the party always ends up with a bunch of experience points.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a difference there.
Alright.
I feel like when Felix does his thing, usually the party ends up with some random shiny thing that they weren't planning on getting at least.
Alright, let's see on this. Alright, so...
You only need to survive one round. You have ways of leaving that situation.
Alright, so... There it is. Alright, let's see there.
Save
Death
versus
attack,
death.
make a sneak attack. Alright, so they gotta hit you. Alright, armor class man. Here's roll number 1.
It's almost
Except my
guaranteed
armor
you're gonna
class
hit.
is 7.
And that's a... Yeah.
To hit.
And...
Damn, dude.
Alright, so they hit.
Your armor class is lower than their actual bonus.
Alright,
Yeah, no kidding.
so here comes the bad part. They can use per day a death attack. If an assassin studies his for 3 rounds, which they easily did with you doing your commune.
Is this Rick?
Can you hear me?
Silence.
Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right, can you hear me now? Okay, yes. All right, so if an assassin studies a victim for 3 rounds and makes a sneak attack with a melee weapon that successfully deals damage, the sneak attack has an additional effect of paralyzing or killing the target. They are going to go for paralyzing you versus killing you. You're a spellcaster, doesn't mean they want you dead right now. They just want you not being able to do anything. Alright, so they are 10, and what's their intelligence? Alright, so you got to make a DC 22 saving throw against Fortitude for the 2 attacks. 2 fort checks. Said assassin needs to be unseen or unknown to have... Yeah, it means they want you as a...
I'm dead.
Alright,
Nope.
so that's a paralyze. Oh, no.
I'm not. Nope, because I'm going to blow a...
Mythic point.
point.
Good man. Come on, Mythic.
Well, I mean, I needed 22, so...
Yeah, so you Mythic that one, no problem. Alright, so do for your second one. That's good. That means he does not do as massive of a paralyze. But
You're
they're...
not paralyzed, which is
Yes.
also very good.
Yes. Because you want to reply to this.
I mean, this could be an easy way to find out, who's controlling them, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he makes the second one. Felix is like, not today. Not today.
Felix's drive for finding shinies is stronger than his drive for dying.
Yes, it is. All right. So,
Well, very good rolls, too, by the way.
Now, big boys,
all right. So,
you messed with the wrong kitty.
yes, they did. All right. So, this is just for the dagger. The first dagger does 9.
That's miserable.
Yes, it is. But this is the one that kind of comes into the play. Coming out. Nah, the poison isn't there. They don't have poison, thankfully, to kill him. This is for them surprising him. So, that's number 1. Now, this is number 2, so that's 36 between the 2. But you can do your DR from your Swift deal. Is it usable against both or just the one?
Let me look.
Because that's important.
A creature with this. Special quality ignores damage from most weapons' natural attack. Wounds heal immediately, or blah blah. So it doesn't.
All right, so if it doesn't say, I'll say it's against each.
Well, it says any weapon with at least +1 magical enhancement bonus overcomes the damage reduction.
Ah, crap. All right, so that's 36 on the first one.
Oh.
And this is the second one so far, plus 21, so that would be 57. And then the dagger itself. All right, 57.
All right, I'm going to 0 out.
All right, so 57, so 66 total.
Okay.
But you just go to 0. You do not die because of your mythic.
0 and stabilized.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and for all intents and purposes, to them, you're dead because you go over. You slump over, and unless you show them you're moving, they're not worried about you anymore. All right, so let's see if we got the faceless stalker tokens I can use for them, because that's important.
Why you do this, cat? Why you do this?
That works. I don't want all of them. I just want one. There we go. Come on. Will you not do that for me? All right.
I thought Windy Escape was better than that. Dang it.
Read your spells before you use them.
Well, I mean, I would have gone invisible, but I didn't have time.
Yeah. You should have searched invisible, and then you would have had all the time.
All right. So that's one. That will be 2. All right. So you see, of course, down the beach, Shara. So we'll do the initiatives for everybody down there, including the ones at the bar in case something gets yelled out. But otherwise, you two at the bar. Your 2 heavy hitters are sitting at the bar having drinks and food. Oh my god, I'd be like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, Aurora may spend her first round running to the bar yelling very loudly.
Yes. Help us, help us, help us. All right, let's do the initiatives for everybody, because otherwise this is going to get interesting. Now, mind you, there will be other people affecting.
Hold on.
Hey, wait, Rick. Why
Yeah.
did they get the bonus when they attack me?
Because they're coming up out of the water. You were sitting, drinking, relaxing.
No, was that supposed to be a sneak attack?
Yes.
No, they don't get sneak attack bonus.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. It prevents the sneak attack. That's what
I
you said.
prevent
Yeah.
sneak attack.
Ah, very
Damage you don't.
good. So you only take 18 points of damage then, so you are not dead. Very good work, Max.
Yeah, I'm
That
just
was
a
meant to be
really,
Aurora.
really angry.
Kitty, yes.
Did you pull up the initiative tracker, Rick?
I did not yet. Let's see. Where's the initiative attack tracker? Let's see. Here we go. All right.
Now it's not like I have a lot of hit points.
All right, so we got Starlissa, we've got Shara, we got that. Aurora, go ahead. Felix, that's all right. I mean, it's...
Now I have to click Mark Hale's token.
All right, so I'm going to put these 2 guys on their initiatives. What are they going to be?
Why can't I write? Why is this not letting me do anything to my character sheet?
It should. What you do, click on your token. Make sure to click on your token, as always. And then you're going to roll from your character
difficult
sheet.
with the phone. I have dealt with that multiple times too.
Well, no, I'm on my desktop.
Wow.
It's not letting me.
All right, so he rolled a natural 20 for his initiative.
Well, of course he did.
And the other one rolled a 7, so he's got a
I rolled
17.
22, so that's a reroll.
Oh,
Yeah.
Reroll.
Yep. Rerolls or rerolls.
Oh, there it is.
And
Okay.
Felix is rolling awesome. That's a hit die.
Aurora gets a reroll. Yay.
Well, no,
Rolling your hit dice, Felix.
Felix 5.
No,
Because
I was gonna say, I hope that isn't your initiative.
I was just changing my hit points.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So
That's what I was
that
doing.
blue number, the reason why it's blue, in case anybody's wondering, that happens when you hit max die on a multiple.
Oh, okay.
So it's a nat 1 and then a nat max on that same roll.
All right.
That's why it goes blue.
Yeah, that was just I accidentally hit the button twice, and I was just adjusting my hit points. That's all that was going on.
That happens all the time in when using the D&D 5e stuff, where it's like you have the two extremes of damages. You hit nat 1 on something and a nat.
I got a
9. All right.
No, that was.
You're just roll your initiative, man. Roll your initiative. Max is watching the game. They scored probably, so that's why Max.
No, game's not under 4. No, that is my initiative. I'm
All right. All right.
Put it into the initiative trackers.
All right. So let's do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm toggling back and forth because whenever I pull my character up, it covers up everything. I can't see what's going on, and I wasn't sure what was going on. Okay, yes, that is
Max,
correct.
I didn't realize that you had stopped role playing Felix drinking, and you just started drinking yourself.
No, there's some, I don't know. I don't have. I need to add another screen, which like I said, every time I pull up my character, it covers up everything, and I can't see what I rolled. And I'm toggling back and forth. Was that the roll I meant to roll? Okay, yes. Sometimes it isn't, and sometimes, the hit dice isn't, and it was. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get to go first. Great.
Yeah, you can do this.
Oh, excuse me.
All right. So you actually don't get to go first. This guy on Max gets to go first.
I meant of our group.
Yeah, of the group. Now, the one on Max. So the ones that go are the one on Max, and then one other one, and then it's your turn. So Max, the one on you that is just like south of you is going to be the one going. And he gets 2 attacks, just 2 regular attacks. Unfortunately, now he has to get into a flanking position, which we could do that. Yes, we can. We just have to use one of our attacks, don't we? In acrobatics. All right. He is going to roll his acrobatics to try to get past you.
Roll A1.
I don't think the bonus from flanking is going to matter much there, Max, considering the bonus is higher than your armor class anyway.
So 23, he's moving back. Actually, no, he's going to move right here, this guy. That's the guy who it is. So he'll be flanking you on one side. This is the main one you're probably going to face. Either way, you can let me know. This is the one that's trying to flank you right here. And he is going to then take 1 attack. And that's at his plus 18 roll. We'll see what he does. He's not trying to assassinate you at this point. He's just trying to do damage to you. Oh, a 20. So that was a low roll. It hits, but... Alright, so your thing, does it work this round, or is it just a 1-round type of thing?
Let me look.
Because that'll be important.
Windy escape.
Yep.
Duration is instantaneous.
Alright. So you take 12 points of damage just from the dagger. If the windy escape is still up, he won't be able to do his... You know what I'm saying? Sneak attack damage.
Well, if it dissipates, I'll cast it again.
Alright. You can... It would dissipate with the 2 of them, I think, attacking you the 1 round. And you can do it instantaneous.
It's an immediate action.
Or immediate action.
The casting time is immediate action. The duration is instantaneous.
Okay, so it's immediate action.
So I think I would have to cast it again.
You would?
Yeah, you would.
Yeah,
So unfortunately, he's going to do some damage on you. All right, so he's going to do his. So he does 12 with the regular.
Okay.
And then he does D6, 7, and roll. And he does this for the sneak. 20. Oh, God, I rolled 3 1s. I rolled horrific. So a total of 32 points of damage from him.
Okay, I'm out.
All right, so you're down on the ground.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll put a little, for now, I will put a...
That's been done. Point of clarification, does this
Yeah.
max benefit?
Yeah.
That is for the single attack at which you are taking. So the second individual's attack on you, first
okay.
time, you would have taken all that sneak attack damage anyway. So you would have been down regardless.
Okay, so down regardless. That's fine.
But I was trying to be nice and let
No,
you
it's
finish
all
it
right.
out and-
That's fine.
I will let it, either way he goes down. Yeah. So he knows he needs to use, yep.
Yeah.
All right, the other one,
Good
which
against a single opponent, terrible against 2 opponents.
you guys didn't know is 1, 2,
I'm
3.
here for you, Max. I'm here to help you out where I can.
Okay.
All right, now that one, he is going to have to do his
Ran
sneak.
up to the coast. Great.
He's going to have to do his sneak. So for you guys not to see him, he's got to do his sneak. All right. And this. Boom. All right, so his... Oh, my God, he rolled a natural 1.
Awesome. Good.
All right, so roll your perception checks, folks. Those are on the beach. I will roll perceptions for all the people on the beach with. Let's see, the Locatha, she didn't. Kalashkora.
I'm assuming I was able to hear the roar. Do you want me to roll a perception for that, Rick?
Oh, yeah. So,
Right now, I'm busy checking out the sausages and ale. I could roll perception on what kind of sausage it is.
there you go.
I think it's safe to assume
All right,
that-
so Peril would see. She didn't. Harcourt
It's safe to
did.
assume people let out a particularly loud
And
howl.
roll for Mark Hale. I'll roll for Carver. Oh, Carver's got a natural 20, so that he sees. Let's see, those 2 guards there do not. Those 2 guards there. Oh, yeah, natural 20, so he sees. I love this.
Is it Markel still at that -2?
No, she's not. So 18. That one sees. All right.
Nope. Markel is distracted. That's because Harcourt's
So-
right near her.
All those with the pink see the one that's sneaking up here. This one right here. They can see it as clear as day. So that total stealth does not do anything for them of consequence. Hi, Syl. Do a perception check for Syl and for Chunk at -6.
That's a really long distance away.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The bar, the commotion, but again, Syl is she is ever wired to situations.
And Shara did yell out raw.
Yeah, which RAR is, so
Okay, that has the -6 in it. How does
Chunk, you definitely hear the RAR, and you know that's Shara. And usually that's her kind of alert signal.
There are things that Chunk does well. Apparently, perception must be one of them.
Yes.
apparently?
What the heck is that? That is exactly, one of those moments. Which will alert Syl to going, what? Huh? The DC perception, combat, and screaming is -20 at most, with a +1 to every DC at 10 feet, including other things like block sounds. So, these are 5-foot squares.
You're at like a 20 because you're literally 200 feet away, if not more.
Yeah. So 200 feet, you'd have to roll a nat 20. Unfortunately, Chunk does not hear that. You'd have to roll. Yeah, you guys are enjoying yourselves. So somebody's going to have to come get you.
Well, no, they would have heard the roar, though, because they're not that far away.
No, they're not. I mean, I'll give the 32 even though, it's a DC and these things, but that's a sign from things, and I'll throw it in there because otherwise there's going to be there'll be a possible dead party if
To be
not.
fair, by the time they get there, it's going to be 5 rounds past anyway.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, it's going to be several.
Still has a pretty ridiculous run speed.
Yes, and can blink. So the Locatha are surprised. They again, Kalashkora is like, huh, and So let's do this. I'm going to copy this, copy, and then I'm going to put it here because they're not worried about hiding themselves and what they are now when they're coming up on the land. All right, so he did his move but didn't make it. Well, those are 5 foot, so yeah, he might. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And my swim speed is what? Because he is imitating one of those creatures. Yeah, it's 60 at a double, so... Alright, so coming out of the water is this one. He has dual daggers in his hands. So you do see that. And then it is now Aurora's turn. Aurora.
Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay.
Aren't you glad they didn't climb on your ship and assassinate you when you went out? which was their original plan.
See?
Felix being on the beach and noticing their hand signals did not help. They must have noticed him maybe noticing them. Even though it didn't register, it's enough that you go, well, we've been spotted. Oops. Threw a monkey wrench.
You know, if the rest of the party had met up with Felix, he was gonna say, "See." He's not
So that
that.
actually, Aurora would know, so I don't even need to ask that question. Let's see. 10,
These are 10-foot squares.
5 foot.
5 foot square.
5.
Okay. I know, I kind of got them out of whack, but they're 5 foot. I'm not gonna... The building should be a little bit bigger in some cases, but... Oh well, I'm not worried about it. I'm not trying to scale the inside of the buildings to follow that. They're going to be different. They're just a representation on a map. The actual movement is different. Because again, even the ships aren't the correct size. Tough to do. Considering this isn't preloaded. The one that was preloaded in Fantasy Grounds was the right sizes, but oh well. Blessing of Fervor. With a blessing, you can call your allies to move forth and empower with becoming victorious. Increase speed by 30 foot. Stand up as a swift acting without provoking AOs. Make an extra attack at full attack. So I take it you're going to do that for Shara and Lyra?
And no two creatures can be more than 30 feet apart, so that would also include Markale and...
Okay. So I'll put Markale there. Fervor.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and do it for Carver, who's part of that group as well.
Okay.
I think that's it, because unfortunately, Kalashkora is too far away.
Alright. Nope. Yep. And that is unfortunate on that one. Alrighty. So, Lyra, it is your turn, and you get a +2 on attack.
Or you can move 30 feet.
Or you can move 30 feet. Whichever you wish to do.
Or you can make an extra attack as part of a full attack action.
Yes.
Using its highest base attack bonus.
Yeah. And there is this one right here coming out of the water that thought it was going to surprise a few people and did not.
Two attacks.
Huh? 35?
Actually, that'd be 3 attacks, I think, for Lyra.
Oh, yeah, for Lyra.
35 minutes.
It's 3 because she got a light crossbow.
Hitting that crossbow like it's nobody's business.
And if it's a repeating crossbow, it's even more fun.
Make sure your Bluetooth's
Yeah,
off.
no reload.
Fine.
There's 60 for a run, so she really needs to get closer, I think.
Well, you have the one that's like...
Yeah, there's a one in between. There's a one in between you and Max over there, because those are going to have to come this way.
Yeah, you're 30 feet away from... Or Lyra's 30 feet away from the closer one. And then there's the one that's like 200 feet away up to the north or the 2 that are up there where Max is, or Felix is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one snuck up on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Pew pew pew. All right, let's do the pew pew pew.
3 attacks instead of 2 attack. With the 3rd attack being at the highest base value, which is nice.
Yes. Hi, honey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. They're facing a faceless stalker assassin. Or 2 or 3.
2.
Or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. 36 hits. The 20 does not.
Sassy.
So you do 7 piercing so far. All right. Okay, so if you want, go ahead and do your other attack at full. God, wouldn't that have been nice? An undead bane. Wouldn't it be nice to have some undead? Oh, wait, they're back at the tower. Best laid plans. Damn.
You know you're making it cold in here by having your damn window.
Yeah, you can open it if you... Oh! And a confirmed crit. Lyra gets another reroll, which is beautiful.
Damn, that 3rd attack was worth it.
And the 3rd attack is a piercing, clean through, normal damage, and 1d6 bleed and 1 con drain. So, she does 17 piercing points. Alright, so that's 118. Do a d6 for the bleed. Yay. And then 1 con down. Does that affect the hit points? God, that would be excellent for you guys,
Actually,
wouldn't it?
Rick, it's the 17 plus the 8. The 17 is just rolling the extra dice, or rolling the dice twice.
Yeah, it does. So it takes it another 10 hit points down with a -1 con. All right.
0 was done messing around right there. Holy moly.
Yep. And let's see. The bleed is the bead. Let's do the bleeding.
That con damage is the best part. Let's be real.
All right. So she takes 5 bleed every round.
Oh, snap.
That's a serious bleed. All right. So down. Yeah, it looks worse for the wearer. You pierced it right in the leg. Right in the one of the arteries, major arteries in the leg. So that's why it's bleeding pretty good. If it pulls the crossbow bolt, it will bleed out. Yes, like the femoral. So, gonna move not as quickly as it did. Because we got ephemeral, bleeding, exactly. It's like spurting out. It's lovely. It really is. Stuck pig is, stuck feet is squeal fishy. Alright, so Starlissa hears that and does a 1, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get in there. Alright, now she is going to have some fun with this one. And I say that tongue-in-cheek. And that's the crossbow. So, she going to do an attack with the crossbow. Ah! No, not that many dice. Good God. Alright, so a 21 does not hit. So, unfortunately, why did it throw all those dice out there, though? It should not have done that. It was only... God. That was a epic fail.
It attacked twice and did the damage rolls twice, too, or each... So that's why.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff. So, all right. So she misses with her crossbow. Okay.
He's fine.
All right. So now goes this one. So this one.
Going to pick up Felix's body and depart.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. 60 up on top to here. And this one now turns into Bum, 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 bum. Turns into him.
Yeah, that's gonna take a while, Chump. Sorry.
All right, so he turns into him.
It's going to take 2 or 3 turns just to get to where you are.
Because nobody will get to see him from that angle.
Not with the boat right there, no.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Just a sailor exiting the boat under attack. Alright, so I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. They're gone. Okay, we are now to who? We are to Syl. Syl, you and Chuck heard a roar. You think it was, at least you thought you heard it. Up to you what you guys do with that. Because again, was it really a roar? I don't know. You can either stay drinking or do something else. Yeah, Sausage Sonnet.
Syl has an idea of what this probably means, so she'll take a good, big swig of her bourbon. Go as her swift action.
Yep, you already paid for said items earlier with whatever. I'm not too worried.
Yeah, she'll activate her blink and just take her move action to move in that direction.
All right, go ahead. Those are 5-foot squares. You would have moved 10 foot in to get through the wall on that side, because you guys are a table close to there. And then you can move through the wall. So add 10 foot to whatever the move will be. And then those are 5-foot squares outside of the building. There you go. All right, so moving along. All right. Actually, this guy would be out there on this side. He's a soldier. Okay, so we are now to Mark Hale. What is Mark Hale going to do today?
Wow, that was a shit roll on damage. Holy crap. Wow, that was 4-1 on D6s.
So you create a memory loop that attack against the target, causing its unconscious mind. It must make a will save.
I mean, after that attack that Lyra did on it, it only felt appropriate to do Phantasmal Reminder on him.
All right, so let's see what their will save is.
Yeah, you know how much that hurt? That hurt a lot, didn't it?
Yes.
Speed damage and everything else. Yeah, remember how much that sucked? Yeah.
All right, so it's only a +9.
Only a +9.
So let's see what happens if you're really good. It's a 25. Does that make it?
That made it.
So half damage on it. Let's see, quasi real, such as the target must see.
It as real.
Can't be reduced, or let's see. The target first can temple will save. If it fails, the target must succeed.
He has to attempt a will save.
Oh, okay, to disbelieve. So disbelieved it. Otherwise, that would have been frickin' God. That would have been just. All right.
No. So it succeeded at the will save. So Mark Hale has to roll a will save to disbelieve the memory loop as well, because it. Wait. The memory of damage automatically rebounds to affect you.
Wow.
Immediately attempt a will save to disbelieve. You take that damage. This is an intriguing concept here.
Wow.
Will save. Crap! I should have really looked at that before I did this.
After one, just
Yeah.
Oh, she did succeed actually. The DC.
Nobody took damage, though. It was really not good.
Although, I mean, there's only 17 damage. It could
Yeah.
have been a whole lot.
Oh, yeah.
That was low. Anyways,
That was-
that's all.
all right.
She didn't have to move for it, which is why I did it.
So then this guy gets to go before.
So, out of curiosity, Rick, any of the locals that are chilling on the beach, have they made moves yet or anything? Or
Oh, yeah, they're going to. This guy is moving to intercept. This one is moving to intercept and protect.
I was talking about the others too, besides just the guards.
This Peril is...
It would be a great way to figure out, potentially...
Peril is running, because Peril has no offensive abilities.
Yeah.
She actually goes into defensive position with her spear. Harcourt draws his weapon and moves in. This friend that you got from the Fae just walks away.
Dory? The little satyr.
Yep. And then...
I'm so shocked and surprised by that, Rick.
Moving to a defensive here, moving to...
Wait, where are you going? Don't leave. No.
Defensive here, moving to defensive here. These guys heard, and they're spreading out to defensive stances. This one here, and then this one here.
I feel like Peril would have ran behind them, like, oh, you guys look like you could help protect me.
Oh, yeah. Let's go here, take that off of it. There we go. So all these are moving here. This one is moving this way. So I'll put them all about on 15. So, let's see. NPCs, there are 15. Alright, and then this one over here with Max is going to move this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45. And is going to try to hide behind that. So he is going to make a hide check. You guys will hate this and seeing what his roll is going to be. Okay, a 41. So he gets a 41 to try to hide.
Jinkies.
Yeah. That's what happens. Alright. So go ahead and it is now Chunk's turn.
Yeah, and I'm looking at 80 units for 4x run.
Yes.
I mean 4x speed.
Yep, so 10 to get out of the bar. And then, so 70 out of there, so...
30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. How is it that I ran farther than Syl? I don't understand that.
Don't know. The Syl did on 10-foot movements versus 5s. These are each 5.
I'm wondering.
Possible. Oh, he moved. She moved 60, so that'd been 12. Yeah, one move action. So didn't run. You ran. She did not.
I see.
Yeah, because of activating blinking. Yep.
I gotcha.
All right.
Because I was like, I know I'm the slowest person in the party. How the hell did I outrun you?
I know, right? All right. So that goes through. Mark out Chunk. All right, Shara, it is your turn. Move that over there so we don't have the... Now, the one at the boat is behind cover, partial cover, and trying to hide. So you'd have to make the perception... Well, your perception was 35. So you'd have to redo a perception because you saw him up to the point he got to the boat and then blended into cover. Or you can just shoot the one that's close. Yep. Oh, yeah, so we'll catch up and overdo you at some point.
Well, no question about that.
And Syl wants to, because, yeah, there's a commotion definitely you both see down on the shore, and you see what looks to be faceless ones, at least one that's on the shore. Gothel. No, the blue ties are soldiers. Those are soldiers that are friendlies. That's why I did them that way, so you know which ones are the friendlies.
There's one just south of the
this is this one right here,
yeah.
And then this one's hidden. Unless you do a really good perception, you won't see that one. And then this one is disguised. So looking like a sailor. All right. And then your 3 clerics are here. The clerics are moving behind these guys to take up position to support and healing, along with Eamon. So they've got a support, and Ramona is definitely moving behind to direct the soldiers. So that's to not let anybody get into the area. Yes, the blessed aura don't affect you. All right. Go ahead, Shara. It is yours, Akeisha, if you got the thing on who you want to go after. Just let me know. Oh, sorry. Yawn. I forget which one that is. I'm going to remove them. I think it's just extra. But this is your... Oh, that was Kalashkora. This is Kalashkora now. I'll have to import a Kalashkora token.
Yeah, did you see that I linked a photo?
I believe so, yes. Let's see.
Yeah, it's up November 1st.
Yeah, for Kalashkora.
I found that in the portal site back from when I was still updating it.
I love it. There she is, Kalashkora. Yes, I will save the image. Kalashkora. Put her under desktop, TTRPG. I'll just stick her under there for now. I like Kalashkora. Alright. So once we do Shara, with Max being down, we'll take a break for lunch and then come back at 2 for more combat. And hopefully we'll be done about 3:30. That way lets Max go see his game. See?
Oh, like that's important?
You know. And let me know on anything you guys want to do on Rhyme. I know Rhyme's a little bit out still, but you know, we're slowly getting everybody integrated in there on their backgrounds and stuff.
Oh, snap.
So any characters you guys want to do?
100-foot run? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Markale's is? This is actually pretty crazy.
Jump the Shara space. And move at 100, a mythic boost. Yeah, if you want to go out, you're wanting to go out this way to where Max is, I take it, Shara? Yeah, all right. So go ahead and do your run. You get to go 20 squares. So move your 20. Shara be going, excuse me. Female half work running at full tilt. Damn. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So she's got another 10 she would go. Yep. Right by the boats. Alright, so do your perception. Since you're out there, you can try to percept to see that hidden. Yeah, need a train whistle. She just flying like the wind. Nope, she does not see the hidden one. You do see the other one near where the kitty is, but not that one. All right, and with that, we will call it for lunch. So I'll see everybody back here. Yeah, it'll be good stuff.